Hello, everybody who have joined us already. I'm Andrius from Teltonika Networks, and I will be your host for this half an hour. So if you will have a question or a few, don't hesitate and ask in the Q&A tab, which is below or above, depends on how you manage to make this. Also, if you would like to chat, use the chat window. And today I have my colleague Pranas together with me. He will help me by answering the questions during the webinar and after it. And after the webinar, we will try to highlight at least a few of them. So don't be shy and ask anything you want. After the webinar, probably today or tomorrow, we will upload the recording and Q&A section to our website. So if we will not be able to answer one, two, or a few of those questions, you will find the answers there today or tomorrow. Okay, so you can see that I began this webinar with New Year, New Products, but I would like to remind you that last year in 2024, we have introduced 25 new products to you, from wired Wi-Fi routers to outdoor 5G devices, from flat switches like TSF series switch to 5G RedCap products. And two of those products out of those 25 became our flagmans. And I'm talking about RTC50, the first device, which is basically a new version of our 5G portfolio. It's a 5G router featuring dual band Wi-Fi 6, the first and at least now the only product that we have with Wi-Fi 6, which ensures ultra high cellular speeds up to 3.4 gigabit. This router is also equipped with dual SIM, 5 gigabit Ethernet ports, and GNSS for precise location tracking. The RTC50 supports both standalone and non-standalone 5G architectures, and it's also compatible with 4G and 3G. Also, in the end of 2024, we have launched another flagman, which is called RTM52, which has probably the most important feature, that it has two 5G modules, which gives you a possibility to have up to double cellular speeds. And if you have, let's say, 200 megabit speed in your location, then with this product, you will have 400. If you have 300, then you will have 600, and so on. Also, last year, we included eSIM functionality to some of our products. So we will not stop there. And probably the most important question, what we are going to do this year in 2025, and how do we begin this year? So the answer is simple. We will begin this year with 3 new products. But before that, I would like you to imagine that you are working with security systems like CCTV or access control, where you need precise time, secure connectivity, and reliability. Or let's say your client is equipping a manufacturing plant with tens of assembly lines where multiple devices are interconnected, like PLCs, HMIs, and sensors. All of this equipment is working together to produce the same exact product by the given time. And what about a hot topic in today's world, electricity and smart grid, where you or your customers are trying to monitor electricity outcome and consumption at certain periods of time. And lastly, imagine that you are installing a traffic control system with different endpoints, such as speed cameras, traffic lights, haze detection systems, etc. Each of these devices controls the traffic in a different way, and they need to work and provide information at the exact time. So the biggest risk in this kind of applications is time. What if all devices would work on different time? Let's say one will have, I don't know, he will think that now it's 11 a.m. Another one will think that it's 11 a.m. and 1 or 2 minutes, etc. What will happen? Well, manufacturing line, for example, would go to failure. Companies wouldn't know how long their employees worked, when the fraud happened, how much energy was consumed and made on exact moment, and traffic would be probably chaotic, with car accidents and traffic jams all over the city. So, That is why companies are creating devices such as so-called NTP servers, which main responsibility is to provide synchronized time to all devices in the network. But how do we, Teltonika, understand NTP server and the main role of it? So let me explain you shortly. So NTP server is a system that provides accurate time information to devices on the network. Simple as that. If you would like your network devices to work on the same exact time, you will need this kind of device. The time is usually coordinated with UTC. The main purpose of an NTP server is to ensure that all devices in a network have synchronized time, which is important for activities like logging events, scheduling tasks, and coordinating communications between devices. So for that reason, we have also created a device called NTP001, which is basically an NTP server with one Ethernet port, serial interfaces such as RS-232 and RS-485 for, let's say, connecting legacy equipment. Furthermore, this device has digital input and output, and it supports our operating system. Furthermore, it features Stratum 1 NTP server functionality, means that this device gets time directly from the GNSS satellite, meaning that with this product, you can get a more precise and accurate time than by getting from, I don't know, for example, from Google NTP server, right? So a question there is a question: why and how did we made this device? Well, we looked into the competition and we realized that they are very greedy. Sorry for this word. Do you know how Teltonika created their first networking device and why they did it? Because at that time, something like 20 years ago, our founder looked into the market and saw that there is a big demand for such kind of devices, I mean cellular routers. And he realized that we can create them and offer to the market with a way more competitive pricing than the existing companies. While looking into this device and its market, into NTP server market, we understood that we can gain more opportunities. Our partners and customers can use a perfect and robust device made by Teltonika. So, which exactly industries are we focusing into? What I'm talking about? Well, basically, mostly the industrial one, with hundreds of different devices from hundreds of different manufacturers in a single manufacturing plant or even a line. All of them must be speaking the same language and understanding what time it is right now. That is why NTP001 here plays a very important role by ensuring precise UTC traceable time for all equipment connected to it in both public and private networks, online or offline. And these devices can be, as in this topology, PLCs, HMIs, and others. So another important point of keeping synchronized time is ensuring that data is only accessible by select personnel. If we would go deeper into more applications, you should remember the beginning of this webinar when I was showing you some of the topologies. And let's take quickly a look again. Here you can see the same topology, just with added NTP001 and smart grids and electricity systems. There you must know the exact time, especially when all the systems are connected to SCADA sensors. In this particular application, you can connect NTP server, NTP001, to substation controller and provide exact time to devices in substation transmission systems or even in the production systems. While in traffic control systems, NTP001 provides precise UTC time to TSW202, our managed switch, which can then provide the information to laser height or CCTV cameras, speed cameras, and traffic lights. If you are working with access control systems, you must know that the exact time because of the security, because of the personnel and the equipment that you are trying to make them safe. Because of this security, you need to know at the exact time. And in this topology, NTP001 basically is connected to TSW304, which then passes this time to other switches and so on. Lastly, you can even connect NTP001 to the server if you have one at place, and provide the exact time for the whole network. So shortly, to sum up the NTP001, what this device is and why we have created. So we have released this NTP001 device, an NTP server, to have a new addition to our portfolio. We knew that this device must give an easy installation possibility, have user-friendly web UI, and be suitable for mission-critical applications. And all that with a competitive pricing, which you can easily get by contacting our sales department or just writing to our company by filling contact us form. Furthermore, these devices are already in our stocks, so don't hesitate and get it. But today, that's not it. That's only a single device which I was speaking about. And I have mentioned that we will be speaking about 3 of them. Other 2 devices are very similar one to another, and they are called DAP140 and DAP142. These are the industrial access points, and I would like to speak shortly about the market, the industrial access point market. So again, before heading to the products, we need to understand this market, that it's a separate market from the enterprise access points. According to various reports, this market is projected to grow at about something like 8% each year from 2024 and reach approximately 8 billion USD market size until 2030. Key drivers which will impact this growth, basically a growing demand for industrial IoT and smart manufacturing, increasing demand for remote operations, especially after the COVID, the rise of AI and automation, and a demand for higher security in wireless networks. So we will try to enter this market with those 2 new devices. And the first one, DAP140, is equipped with 2 Ethernet ports, 100 megabit ports, and Wi-Fi 4, which is in 99% of applications enough, because it's focusing into industrial market, into industrial wireless market. It supports our operating system and have the Wi-Fi mesh and fast roaming functionality. So basically, you do not need to worry about seamless switching or a wider wireless network cover. The second device is the DAP142, and the only difference that it have comparing to DAP140 is the RS232 interface. And you might wonder, why do the wireless access point needs RS232? Well, they are machineries which talks by using industrial protocols and serial communication. Basically, that's why RS232 port is needed. You can connect this device to the machinery via RS232 port directly, provide the internet connectivity to the machinery, which will send the data to the server or the cloud, just like in this use case. In this topology, the RT361, our cellular product, is connected to a Teltonika DAP140 wireless access point via one of the RJ45 connectors or Ethernet ports. From there, the access point relays a wireless signal to a fleet of wireless access points deployed strategically across the facility, like in a circle or whatever. Specifically, DAP140 and 142 industrial access points, their fleet creates a mesh formation area of wider total coverage that is larger than the sum of its parts. If the machinery needs to pass the information using the industrial protocols, it can be connected via RS232 to DAP142. There are many applications where these access points could be installed. let's say from warehouse management to factory automation, from medical care to building automation. Particularly this topology is with pharmaceutical industry, and basically the applications are limitless for industrial access points. So as short as it was, I would like to sum up with those two devices. Uh, by creating DAP140 and 142, we managed to reach a competitive pricing and make these devices as simple as possible, but offer everything that the industry needs. These devices must be plug-and-play devices, they must have intuitive web UI, and obviously, these devices must be an industrial ones with wide operating temperature range, with aluminum casing, with simple mounting possibility like integrated DIN rail kit, etc. So basically, that's it. I will try to review the questions if you will have some. I will try to read the chat window. I believe Pranas will help me if there will be some of the questions.
So thank you, Andrews. And I believe this webinar was quite clear, and you explained everything about these devices very well because we don't have
Okay.
a lot of questions.
Okay.
Uh, One of them is about DAP devices and the possibilities of powering them. So
Mhm.
how can I power up those access points without having a Teltonika switch using passive PoE output?
Well, you can power these devices by uh, using the how to say a simple electricity, right? And you can power them by passive PoE. I see another question about: do we plan to produce Wi-Fi 6 access point with no GSM? Yes, we have plans. We have plans in the future to produce more access points, especially the enterprise ones.
Mhm.
Okay.
Another question is
Yeah.
about DAP devices again, and does DAP devices has firewall feature as the root 142? So yes, this DAP access point supports the firewall, and there's a possibility to create custom rules to
Mhm.
have your network as secure as possible.
Yeah. I wanted to mention that the DAP series of industrial access points have the same operating system, RTOS. So they have all the VPNs, they have firewall features, they have other security features. Okay,
I
I see.
believe
About
this.
okay,
Okay.
yeah. Tell me.
This is one more in general question,
Mhm.
and with the presence of Starlink, which pushes more than 100 megabits per second, is there a future to move to support 1 gigabit speeds? What
Mhm.
do you think, Anders?
Well,
We already have 5G devices which are capable nearly that speeds.
yes, we have them. If this was a question about if we have devices which pushes more than 1 gigabit of speeds, then yeah, for sure we have them. Uh, but I'm wondering what that ND wanted to ask about the Starlink. Maybe he can just I don't know, explain another question. Okay, we have a question from Michael. If running several DAP140 in mesh, what kind of failover reconnect time can we expect if a connection is lost? Well, as with all our devices, I believe, how long is the boot time? Maybe, Pranas, do you remember?
It depends. It could be around something like 30 seconds or so.
Okay, 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 perfect.
So another question again about DAP devices. So what are the main differences between root
Mhm.
140 or 142 and DAP devices?
Okay, so these devices, the AP140, 142, basically were created to offer uh, a very friendly web UI, meaning that a lot of features are not erased, but how to say, a lot of features wasn't needed for industrial access point. So we removed them, made the web UI more user friendly, made the devices like plug and play. So you can just take the device out of the box, connect it to the internet source, and that's it. So one of the biggest difference is easier installation, and another thing is that they might work even better because of limited feature list.
Yeah. And yet another question about the DAP devices. So Root 140 has the same hardware as DAP 140. And if yes, so the firmware can be interchangeable between the models.
Mm-hmm. It cannot, because it's a different family of products. Okay, so Michael is asking again about not rebooting, but reconnecting when the connection must shift to another access point, mesh point. So there shouldn't be any downtime between that. Okay, do we have any more questions?
I'm looking at the chat window. I don't see anything new coming, and I believe we have covered all the questions from Q&A. I believe we. Oh, one more new question. Is the Wi-Fi hardware is the same on Route 140 as the same as DAP device, and meaning if the throughput is the same?
Yeah, the hardware is the same. Most of the components are also the same. So yeah, probably the throughput would be similar to that. Okay.
Okay.
So if you will have any questions in the future, you can easily write to Teltonika just by filling contact us form, or just finding me on LinkedIn and writing directly to me, and we will try to answer them. Okay, so thanks Pranas for joining together with me, and thanks to everybody who have joined us and asked the questions and listened to us. Thank you.
See ya.
Have a wonderful day.